Shaykh, if you allow me to ask you a question.
Yes.
As you mentioned that the word akhi used in this particular hadith, which is referring to humanity, everyone, regardless of their religious background.
Yes.
It's a confusion came to my mind. Then what about the concept of al-Bara and al-Bara, and to put it in this context, in this particular hadith, the word akhi or awamun nas, or then where does this al-Wala and Bara concept exist, and how can we differentiate between these two?
There is no conflict, and al-Wala wal-Bara, which is allegiance and disavowal, is an integral part of Islam, certainly, and there is no conflict. Basically here, what is the best thing that you wish for yourself? The best and greatest thing that you wish, the ultimate goal and objective that you have for yourself, what is it?
We all pray for a Jannah. This is the ultimate goal we're looking for.
Don't you wish that for all people?
Absolutely, for all the Muslims so far.
No, but why are we given da'wah if we don't wish that for all people? Why are we given da'wah? Ultimately, because we wish for all people, we wish for their guidance. But we wish for the guidance of all people. We wish for all people to make it to paradise. And that is يحب لأخيه in humanity ما يحب لنفسه. Because we wish for all people guidance and to have paradise as their final abode. Now, the concept of disavowal, which is al-Bara' min al-shirk wa ahlihi, to be clear of shirk and the mushrikeen, is an integral part of Islam. But there are a few things that we need to be clear on. One is that kufr or shirk, people that, that profess shirk or kufr are two different groups. One of those two groups is al-Muharib, and the other group, al-Mu'tadi, al-Muharib, the one who fights you, the one who basically transgresses you. And the other group is al-Musalim, the one between you and whom there is peace. And these are not equal at all. And these will not be treated equally whatsoever. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Allah did not forbid you concerning those who did not fight against you to dissuade you from your religion or drive you out of your homes, that you show birr. And birr is a very beautiful word. Birr is used in the context of the parents, treating your parents, that you show birr to those, which is used Islamically. In the connotations of this word Islamically are so profound, because it's usually used in birr al-walidayn, or the treatment of parents. So Allah is saying that you show them birr, which is way beyond qist wa tuqsitu ilayhim and justice, because birr is much higher than justice, because you don't treat your parents with justice, with birr, which is higher than justice. So Allah said this concerning the people that do not fight against Islam in their religion. There is another issue also, which is that when the common denominator is sin or shirk, then you say, yes, then I dislike theft and thieves, because you can't dissociate between theft and thieves. And you can't say I like thieves. The same applies to this belief. The same applies to this belief. However, your neighbor who is kind to you, and he happened to disbelieve, and he did not happen to accept Islam, but he is kind to you and he looks after your home and so on. What you will do is you will outdo him in kindness, right? You will try to outdo him or her in kindness. And that's the bottom line. Now, your disavowal of his shirk is a different issue. you will continue to disavow his shirk. And you will not separate between his shirk and himself. But you will understand that basically the qualifier and disqualifier of good treatment is about his conduct towards you and towards the deen and the ummah. So if he's not a muharib and mu'tadi, then we will outdo him in kindness and we will wish good for him as well. At the same time, because it's multifaceted, the human being, the X or Y or Z. At the same time, if someone who's Muslim raped your daughter and burned her, don't tell me that you'll have so many rosy feelings for him. Eventually, you will love his Islam. But that person that is Muslim, that raped your daughter and that burned her, you will treat him in the very way that he deserves to be treated, right? Despite the fact that he's Muslim. So your recognition of your allegiance here with this person will not prevent you from showing animosity to him. And your disavowal of the shirk of the mushrik will not prevent you from showing kindness to him. Because the differentiator here is how he treats you and how he also treats Islam and the Muslims. So we will continue to have allegiance to the Ummah. But when it comes to X and Y and Z, yes, he will be entitled to our allegiance for being a Muslim. But then this allegiance will not prevent us from treating him in the way he deserves. If he happened to be a Muslim and a rapist, a Muslim and a tyrant, a Muslim and a murderer, a Muslim and this. Likewise on the other side. But the denominator of Islam, our allegiance, our ultimate allegiance, which is the religious allegiance. Because keep in mind, there are different types of love and hate. Different types of hubb and bughd. There is hubb and bughd that is religious, that is given to the believers. Religious. Basically, hubb and bughd that we are required to harbor and to manifest, to exhibit towards the believers. We're required by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to love our brothers in faith. But there is, which is al-hubb al-shar'i or al-dini, al-bughd al-shar'i or al-dini, and then al-jibilli, al-hubb al-fitri, al-hubb al-jibilli, fitri from fitra, jibilli from jibilla, which is the creation. Human beings are created in a way that will make them love those who are kind to them and hate those who are cruel to them, right? And no one ever said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you to hate your mother who is not Muslim, except for her kufr, because that facet you will hate about her. That facet, that angle, you will hate about her. Even take it away from kufr. Your mother spreads gossips. She is known to spread gossips in town. You will hate that in her, right? But when you hate your mother, even though she spreads gossips and she is the worst one in town, but you will not hate your mother who has shown kindness to you, who has taken care of you, and so on and so forth. But you will hate that angle of her. And this is basically an exercise of complete devotion. When you are breaking down the person into facets, angles, and looking at the angles differently, based on Allah's liking or disliking. So here you're removing yourself from the center, and you're saying that Allah is at the center of my feelings. And based on people's distance from and proximity to Allah, I will determine my distance from them and my proximity to them. So that is Wala and Bara. Like I said, what we need to still keep in mind, that eventually in the treatment of people, the people will determine how you will treat them by their conduct. And if their conduct is peaceful and kind, then you will outdo them in kindness. It's a very intricate issue, and we may want to have, because certainly there are time limitations, but we may want to have a talk about these issues in more detail, inshallah. Yes.